Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato. This is, of course, Acropolis, the Archaic Age. We're going to jump back into things straight away, crank it up to five times speed, and we'll just sort of take stock of our situation as it currently stands. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of wood in here, and we should probably start things off by ensuring that we actually do have a good domestic supply of wood, because currently we're only getting one. Hold on a minute. I thought we were buying one in. Okay, apparently we're not buying one in anymore, but we're still selling them olive oil, which is kind of nice. Anyway, the point that I was trying to make is that in order to secure our domestic wood production agenda, we need to make sure that we build a carpenter. And so I'm going to try and do that, maybe like here, I guess. It's going to take a couple of months to build, cost 120 build points. I'm not really in a problem when it comes to build points. We've got a whole bunch of build points. Slowly but surely we're building up our number of troops as well, which is always nice. And I am conscious of the fact that we don't have enough room for resources. I don't like this notification that says I have a lot of available build points. I don't care about that. That doesn't really particularly matter. But in actuality, we should probably try and aim to get a warehouse next. We're not super far away from that. Oh, by the way, our trade, looks like our trade, by the way, has popped back up to importing 1 wood per month. We'll keep that around for a while, but I think, honestly, that trade route that we started was literally just for the benefit of wood. So we should probably think about changing that trade route out and perhaps selling something a little bit more profitable. Anyway, we have enough money for the warehouse, so let's get that built. How much? Let's put that there, and then let's put the warehouse. Oh, moment of weakness. So it's loss, or is it IOS? I don't know. Anyway, they're in a bit of a slump due to financial mismanagementos. Mismanagementos would have a hard time fielding a proper army. Anyway, that doesn't particularly matter for all of our concerns. We do want to go to war, but I'm conscious of the fact that we don't really want to go to war quite yet. There's a couple of things that I would like to get accomplished before we do go to war, and chief amongst them really is sorting out our domestic production, making sure that we've got enough wood, making sure that everything is fine. What's going on in the big wide world? A couple of big conquering sprees. How's Sparta doing? They don't really like us that much, in all truth. That's fine. Anyway, speaking of trade routes and getting rid of stuff, we need to get rid of this trade route. We don't really have any need for wood anymore. We could continue to sell them olive oil and just make 0.84 drachmas a month. However, I feel that there is probably something that we could do, or there's probably a trade route that we can find that is slightly more valuable than that. We're already selling to you. Could sell to you. Could sell wine. We don't have wine at the moment. However, we could build some wine. A wine shop. Here we go. This is it. We need 10 marble and 40 wood. Well, we've almost got the 40 wood. If we were to stop selling, marble for a little bit, keep that trade route on the books at the moment. I know it might reduce our income slightly, but we only need 10 marble in order to get a wine shop, and a wine shop would be a huge coup for us, because wine is, I believe, the only thing that we don't have coming in as it stands. By the way, you can see warehouse is finished. We've got a huge excess amount of food. I'm conscious of the fact that we want to do something to resolve that. Let's pause and get a wine shop down. Excuse me. There we go. Like here, I guess. Get a wine shop there. Anyway, yes, I'm conscious of the fact that we want to get our food down. So what we should probably think about is perhaps building some accommodation. Now, there's various levels of accommodation that we can build. I, of course, want to build the largest. I want to build the largest. However, is there any really a difference between these two? I think they're pretty much exactly the same. Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, yeah, so we should probably try and get ourselves a townhouse. However, the higher end townhouses cost us wine and wool each month, whereas the lower and food. Food, wool, and olive oil they require each month. And this one requires food and wool. And this one only requires food. So that's something to keep in mind. We do actually have a good amount of olive oil coming in. We've got a good amount of wool coming in as well, although we're currently trading it all away. Let's just go and build... Let's go and build the biggest townhouse that we can build. I think we'll build spacious housing and or a townhouse. Gives us money as well, which is quite nice. So, good. Also, we've got 2 administrative ability. That's because we're currently not trading, I do believe. Let's confirm that. Let's get that trade route back on the books. Always good to do. Pottery we've still got coming in. I know we're importing it, but we'll deal with that as it comes. This wine shop literally doesn't have any... it doesn't have any requirements. It literally just puts out wood, which is kind of nice. Whereas the homes all just have consumption. Either way, that's quite nice. That's quite nice for us, in fact. I'm conscious of the fact that I would like to get some more respect as well. Means that we can be respected overseas. How is our ally doing? Also conscious of the fact that we, you know, we perhaps want to try and increase the speed at which we have soldiers coming in. We also need to find another trade route. We need to find another trade route. So we can sell pottery to you. Not really interested in selling pottery. I would be interested in selling olive oil. Let's try and do that. And speaking of, I want to try and get a trade agreement with you. So let's start improving relations right now. I know it's going to cost us a little bit of money, but we'll do it nonetheless. Improve relations again. Yep. Keep on improving. I mean, we've got money coming in thick and fast at the moment. I'm going to bump the speed down just a touch so that I can feel the pace of the game. Feel the pace of the game even. Great. And improve relation once more. I believe this will be enough. Bump the speed up. There we go. Okay, great. So, can we propose a trade agreement now? 57 influence is required. Or 50, not influence, opinion. 57 opinion is required. We've got that. Let's do it. I want to sell more olive oil to you. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now we've got even more money coming in, and it means that we can actually get rid of some of this massive backlog of olive oil. Our supply should start going down, which is actually what we want. Our administrative ability is insufficient. Because we are, of course, maintaining a trade agreement. Well, can we ditch... Probably, honestly, we can just ditch this trade route as it stands. It's not really essential at all. We'll get rid of that. Good. Good, 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 good. So I do believe that means that we can also get an alliance with yourself. I don't think that costs us... Oh, it costs us another administrative ability. That's annoying. That is really, really annoying. I didn't think it would. Surely we can just manage both the trade route and the alliance from the embassy. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't particularly make sense, but it doesn't particularly matter. In terms of rectifying it, we can go about buying ourselves an extra administrative ability point, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm also conscious of the fact that we need to fix our olive oil supply problem. We don't exactly have a lot of olive oil at the moment, because we're, of course, selling it off. However, there is a stockpile of 82 there, so there's quite a significant amount to work back through. So therefore, I'm not gonna address that. An administration in shambles. This is the problem with having negative points, negative administrative ability. Yikes. Okay, so I lose 13 drachmas and I lose 1 respect. Respect we can still buy, and we will buy, but it's going to take us a little while to get back up there. Anyway, as soon as we've got it, let's expand the government, pay the money. There we go, good. So now we need to try and get our build points back, and we are going to do that. But I feel that that was worth it. It's good to get an alliance with a good couple of people. Build points, available trade routes, and you don't have enough space for some resources. Yes, we have got food coming out the wazoo. Because, of course, I talked about the fact that we want to get some spacious housing. And we also want to get our olive oil refinery, an olive press. That's the one. So should we start with an olive press? Let's start with an olive press. Sure. Start with an olive press. Olive press right there. And then let's get some townhouses. Right there. We'll build another one. Unfortunately, we can't. However, we can in 2 months. And I would like to build more townhouses. Because we've got the build power. Or we've got the build points, should I say. And we might as well do it. Okay, so that should address our olive oil shortage. Or it will at least partially address our olive oil shortage. That is going to accelerate our olive oil shortage. That'll bring it back down to 0. And that'll pop it back up to 2. Okay, so got a couple of things to fix now. We have a -2 amount of olive oil. We're losing a -2 amount of olive oil per month. I'm just going to finish this thought. -2 amount of olive oil per month, -2 wool per month, and then we've also got an additional, we're losing an additional 2 food a month. That's fine. All we need to really do is fix the wool situation, and then we can fix the olive oil situation, then we'll be fine. An ally needs our help. Our trusted ally in Syros has had their fair share of troubles lately. Food shortages, unrest, blah, 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 blah. Give generously. I'm going to give generously. 50 drachmas is nothing. There we go. Absolutely. Okay, speaking of generosity and how we're going to rectify this, first things first, let's get a, what's it called? A wool mill? A weaver. Okay. This is going to be cutting it kind of a little bit close, I suspect, as we've got a 2 change in wood each month, and we need 40 in order to get a weaver. And it takes 10 months. Okay. Are there any trade routes where that we can buy wool? Wow, there actually totally is. Let's buy 2 wool from you for at least a little while. And that will address the slight shortfall that we will see for a couple of months, because of course this is going to take 10 months to build. That's kind of ridiculous, actually. It's kind of ridiculous. I also want to get a square set up. In fact, I want to get a couple of squares set up. Yeah, something like that. Now we can build a weaver. Great. Where's the door to this place? Ah. There we go. Okay, so that is the weaver. That should address our -2 wool. We, of course, still need to fix our new olive supply issue. But that's fine. I feel that we're very much on top of everything, really. We're increasing the amount of soldiers that we have by a whole heck of a lot, actually. And this is, bear in mind, this is just this one village. We should think about expanding other villages. That would be something quite good to do, actually. Okay. Olive press, 40 wood we need for you. Yeah. We're a little bit far away in terms of getting our olive press. Okay, the weaver is up and running. That means that we can now modify this trade route. Stop buying extra unnecessary wool. Keep on selling. Always be selling. That's exactly what we're doing. Always, always, always selling. And always building as well, because we've got an abundance of build points. So, available trade routes, don't have space for some resources, and you have a lot of build points. Okay, I mean, that's like objectively the best position to be in. A moment of weakness. The military strength of Delos is apparently in a bit of a slump. Reliable sources report that due to financial mismanagement, Delos would have a hard time fielding a proper army if forced to. However, the same sources also seem convinced that this is merely a temporary setback for Delos, assuring us, cool. Great, okay, so we could attack Delos if we wanted to, but they are our trusted ally, right across the pond. They've got 75 opinion of us. I'd feel like a, you know, bit of a bad dude if I decided to do it. Oh, can we not build? Can we not build stuff over here? Oh, maybe we can't. Maybe we cannot build except on this this plane over here. Interesting. I did not know that. 16 development per month. This costs 1 build point. Ah, so these villages all do it automatically, and we build in this area. Okay, that's really interesting, and that is great because it means that we can support all of these guys because we have an abundance of build points. Yeah, great, let's do that. Village specialization unlocks at level 5. Phenomenal, that's really, really good. And that actually gives us a good use for our build points because, you know, I was moaning about, well, I was moaning about how we just do not have a use for them. We still need to get our olive press. We're going to do that now. Whap down an olive press right over here. Looking very, very good. And I think with that, that brings us up to... We've got positive production on pretty much everything that we really care about. We've got wine. We've got so much wine. We really need to start building some more stuff that actually uses the resources that we've got coming in. So what can we build? We can fishing dock will give us one food. We do not need that. A trade port will give us a bunch of income. It consumes some wood and some pottery. So that's not exactly an ideal. That's not ideal for us because of course we don't have any supply of pottery, I do believe, at the moment. Can build a potter. That does consume 1 wood though, so we're going to have to get more carpenters if that's the case. Weaponsmith, it consumes 2 wood and metal, but it does give us a boost in attack. We do not have metal though at the moment. I do believe that we can import it if we want to, but currently can't really do that. And barracks. Now, barracks would give us... Well, they consume wood and metal, so metal we just do not have. And it would give us 60 extra soldiers. That doesn't seem like a good deal when we can just get 45 soldiers from building spacious housing. Or an even better deal is just building, you know, a humble home and building a bunch of them. I don't really understand what the whole big deal about barracks is. Increases our expenses. Yeah, that's not super ideal at all. Delos breaks their alliance with us. Okay, well, it's now fair game, Delos. You've got 4 allies. If we were to attack you... Call you in. 1,300. They're allied with a bunch of people, though. Yeah, okay. So it's clear before we can declare war on Delos, we need to build up a bunch more soldiers. Does the barracks perhaps impact the amount of soldiers that we get per month? That would be kind of nice if that was true. I just don't know if that's true though. Population size 11. Do we rank up? Is that how it works? I guess this is our city. This is our one and only city. Control 2 areas apart from your capital. Control Paros. If we were to attack Paros, how would that go? We're not allied with you. They've got 1 ally. 1,300 troops. I'm pretty sure they probably don't have 1,300 troops. So we could attack there. In fact, we could just attack. We could just attack and call in both of our allies. If we called in both of our allies, that would give us 1,600 troops. Let's actually do that. Let's absolutely do that. Paros is on our list of places that we need to capture, so let's go and do that. And then it also gives us an opportunity to talk about the combat system in this game. So let's go over this first. The Battle of Paros, 685 BC. We've got 1,688 soldiers, and they have just shy of hours, 1,619. We've come ashore, but with great difficulty. Now the battle is upon us, sooner than we would have wanted. Minus 0.02 attack, minus 2 morale. The enemy capital is at risk. They fear us, knowing what could happen if defeated enemy fills with resolve. Okay, so they get extra morale and they get extra attack. Both sides have called allies to the impending battle. We have 709 allies fighting by our side, while Paros will have 383. Okay, let's get into the combat interface and let's talk about this. So. This is going to be a very tough fight that we might potentially lose. So, this is the number of soldiers that we got. That's the number of soldiers they have. This is our morale meter, and that is their morale meter. Of course, it's modified. Ours is modified by the fact that we are attacking over water, and he is modified by the fact that he is fighting for his capital. So that's interesting to think about. 16, that is the width, I believe, the army width, and if we hover over the attack value for each turn, we can see what affects that attack value. So the base is 0.73 for him and 0.7 for me, modified by the location bonus, which he gets because it's his capital, and then it's multiplied by the army width. So let's see how this goes. I'm not sure how this will go. There's a bunch of tactics that we can deploy, but they're locked for us currently. Yeah, this is a little bit of nonsense. We do have more soldiers, right? So theoretically, as things go forward, right? Theoretically, as things go forward, the width of his army will decrease, and ours will hopefully stay wider for slightly longer, and therefore that means that we are more likely to have good rolls. Yeah, this is what we need to see. This is what we need to see. His attack value is higher, so that, like, is problematic because it gives him that extra bonus. This is going to be a close battle, actually. Wow. Victory. Blumenek. That was close. That was close. So, as you probably gathered, it's whoever runs out of morale first is the loser. Glorious victory. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Great. However, that does mean that we've got -3 administrative ability, which is a bit of a bummer. We can fortify this area. Ooh, interesting. I don't really want to do that. Don't really want to do that, I'm afraid. Also, what you've also got to bear in mind is now that we can trade with these guys on super favorable trade terms. Look at that. That is just insane. However, we also have a horrific negative multiplier of administrative ability. So, there's a couple of things that we need to do. Oh my goodness. We have no soldiers. That's okay. That's just a temporary setback. Anyway, so the first thing that we absolutely need to do is try and buy our way to not negative administrative ability. We need another 200 drachmas in order to get another one. That's fine. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're actually going to cancel some trade routes. We're going to cancel our 2 least profitable trade routes, and by cancel, I mean we're not going to cancel them. We're just going to suspend them for a little while, and that should fix our negative modifier. There we go. Our army has returned from Paros. A bunch of casualties, but we survived. We survived, and that is what's important. We survived, we won, we conquered. It was great. So, what we can do is we can focus this area if we want to, because there is a potential that the area revolts. This is our base control. This is a bunch of income that we get. That's the soldiers that they supply to us, or that's the soldiers that we can get from them. Much like that is our figure. That is, yeah, that's 321 soldiers that they have of 1,350. So that's going to recover over time as it goes. And then the important one at the very bottom here is the revolt risk. And because we're playing on easy, that is slightly lower. Not a huge amount lower, but slightly lower. Now, if we want to, we can focus this area, which gives us 20 control and -5 revolt risk. I do not believe that there is any negative modifiers for not focusing, or well, there is a negative modifier for not focusing, but there's no penalty to pay if you focus. So that's something that we've got to bear in mind. Okay, but in terms of administrative ability, we do need more, and that is something that we need to bear in mind. We do need more. We also absolutely need to start selling 5 wine to those guys, because that is just a huge amount of wine. Let's buy another administrative ability, and let's start up our trade routes again. So firstly, it's good to sell olive oil. We'll do that, and that will bring the treasury back to full profitability, which is exactly what we like to see. And yeah, that, I do believe, fulfills part of our ambition. So now we need to control a second area apart from our capital. So who do we want to go after? You've got one ally and a horrifically small amount of troops. You've got one ally and quite a large amount of troops. So I suspect that we're probably going to be going after Astphalia. Is that how you say it? I don't know. But we're probably going to be going after them in the next episode. You're also pretty weak, but you got a couple of allies. Yeah, so there's a bunch of options for us around these parts. That's the great thing about being in you know, in the middle of islands. We've got a lot of options. We've got a lot of options to choose from. So that's very, very exciting indeed. Ladies and gents, thank you very, very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. This has been Acropolis, the Archaic Age. I'll see you next time. Bye.